What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in here. Before we get rolling, though, I'm going to give a quick shout out to a couple sponsors. We got my man Marty over at Trouble Off the Tee. Make sure you guys go check out TroubleOffTheTee.com. He's got a great sale going on right now, 50% off site wide. Bunch of new hats and shirts on there, so make sure you guys go support Marty and company, and as well as go check out the book. We got TroubleOffTheTee.com. Author's Marty Midian, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. Make sure you guys go and give that a listen. Available on Spotify and Audible. Then we got to give a shout out to 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy. Stop in there, check them out. Everything you're looking for: flour, pre-roll, edibles, tinctures, vapes, you name it, they got it. While you're in there, make sure you check out some of the Johnny products, from the blueberry lemonade to the mango sunrise gummies, and a bunch of different options in the carts and the disposables. So go and check them out. And then last but not least, we got 52 Sundays, who always supports the Legends Golf Club. Make sure you guys go give them some love, 52sundays.co. Bunch of new polos just dropped over there, as well as a bunch of new tees coming out real soon, and some quarter zips for the fall and winter golf season. But we're going to get right into it tonight. Solo episode, so it's going to be a quick one. Got 12 guys this week. Going to push the tee time back a little bit. Going to go to 10 o'clock opposed to our regular 9 o'clock time, which doesn't bother me in the fall season because it's a little bit warmer at that time. Probably going to be a frost delay anyway. It's been pretty cold up here in the Northeast lately, but season's coming to an end. So the guys are definitely trying to get the rounds in. We're 12 guys we got this week with Anthony and Mikey from the Upstate guys. They're down in Carolina right now in Hilton Head. Got their national championship for the amateur tour, so best of luck to those guys. I talked to them yesterday. We're having a great time. Anthony did survive the trip. Mikey didn't throw him out of the car, which I projected by at least the Virginia area. Anthony was going to get left at a rest stop, and it wasn't going to be an accident. So they did make it. Shout out to them. Adam, Johnny, Hollywood. Best of luck to those guys down there. Not only have a great time, but bring home a trophy for sure. But yeah, at the Pitch Putt and Puff, we're going to miss those two this week. We got myself, Fairway, Bub, Jay, Hank, Kirk, Brad, Parisi. Charlie's back this week. We got Ant-Man coming back. And then Tizo making an appearance. Tizo makes 2 or 3 appearances a year. He'll be back out there this week. So going to be interesting the way I mix this up. Not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but Saturday we're playing in a tournament. It's for the Park Pub. It's a makeup for Monday. We're supposed to play on Columbus Day, but the weather up here, like I said, has been rough. We didn't get a chance to get out there on Monday, so we'll be playing this Saturday. Weather's supposed to be about 70 degrees, so really looking forward to it. It's myself, Bub, and Fairway, and JR. We'll be out there. Pretty solid team. We all bring a little bit of something to the table. Bub's been playing really well. Might be dealing with a little bit of an injury right now. He got rear-ended at a Diddy party. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't even be joking about it. He got a little fender bender. So hurt the back a little bit, getting checked out. So we'll see what Bub's status is for this week. Might be hopping on the injury list. Bub has never missed a pitch, putt, and puff at Freer Park. He's missed one last year. We were at Eagle Crest, but Bub literally has perfect attendance at Freer Park. He's been there more than I've been there. To be perfectly honest with you, I think the only other one that's missed a few less than me is probably Fairway. Fairway's been to 98% of these rounds since we started doing the pitch, putt, and puff. Let's see here. But yeah, we'll get into the groups. We got, like I said, the 10 o'clock start. Group 1, I'm going to put the top dog together, Bub and Parisi. Going to have Parisi back this week. He's coming off like a 3-week layoff, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does out there coming off a little hiatus. He was itching to play last week, but we got rained out, unfortunately. So nothing really to talk about coming off of last week. So Parisi's back. Good to see him out there. And then we're going to put Jay and Kirk together. Put those two together. That's really just like a kind of a vibe group right there. Jay's always kind of guiding Kirk, and Kirk seems to learn a lot when he plays with. That's a good group right there, honestly, for Kirk to learn a little bit of something from, between Bub, Jay, and Parisi. Parisi's a very technical golfer, so when you watch him, and even if you ask him questions, he's going to explain it to you in a way that you're definitely going to understand. So putting Kirk with that group is looking pretty good. And then group 2, we're probably going to go with group 2. We'll go myself, We'll go Ant-Man, my man Ant the Cartman, Kevin, Hank. That's going to be a good time out there. Ant's playing in the tournament on Saturday. He's got his own squad with people who work at the course. So we might, let's see, I'm going to have to hit Ant up, see if he wants to put a little side action with our group and his group out there, see what we can do. So that'd be that's group 2 going off at 10:10, and then group 3 will be Brad, Fairway, Tizo, and Charlie to round it out. So always love getting new guys out there. I mean, Tizo's played before, but when I can mix it up and have guys, different groups of guys playing with each other all the time, no Diddy, it makes it a lot of fun. Variety of different guys where, it's to the point now, like Kirk, I can throw him with JR and those guys. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to make sure he's playing with me or his father or Farina or Brad or someone he knows. You can just literally put him in any group. And it's pretty much that way with Ant, and Charlie's getting to that point now too where I can throw him in a group with Kev and Fairway. So that's why I'm going to throw him with Fairway this week, get him to know him a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the weekend. But what we got coming up on and off the course for the Pitch Putt and Puff. Like I said, with the tourney coming up, we got the rankings. The rankings is really the big thing. Everybody's got their eye on. At least the Pitch Putt and Puff boys do. Where are we going to end up here? We only have a few weeks left. Losing last week with the weather, losing the week before, having to go up to Saratoga. Of course, we were all unfamiliar with, so we all decided to scrap that round. Rankings-wise, I mean, obviously it's still counted at Pitch Putt and Puff, but in the rankings, we're not going to count that one. It's going to be strictly a Freer Park ranking, so it's going to be interesting to see the way this all breaks down. There's like Bub's injury. Could he not possibly be able to play? Where's that put him? I mean, right now I personally have Bub at the top spot with Parisi missing a couple weeks there. So it's Bub, Parisi battling out for number 1. Jay, is he gonna stay consistent here in the next few weeks to round it out? He's got hockey starting up, so Jay might start missing. It's getting cold too, so guys might not want to play on Sunday anymore. A little too cold. We play until it's about 35, and then we gotta call it quits at that point. It's not enjoyable anymore. As much as we want the golf season to continue, it just doesn't really make sense to do such a thing. So the rankings really big thing. I know Anthony, Upstate Anthony, he's looking forward to see where he ends up. He's had a couple solid rounds. I don't take anything against him for the Saratoga round. He played good up there. It's one of those things where it shows that he plays really good at different courses, knowing the course, knowing the layout. Definitely probably benefited those guys a little bit, but he's right in the mix. He really is. He's in the mix with me, Brad. Let's see who else. Kev, Hank. Like it's a mix right there in that 4 through 8 spot. It's anybody's battle to really take those spots. So I think that's where a lot of the congestion is, and is going to really open up once we get that sorted out. We'll have it all figured out here in just a few weeks. Once the park closes, when I'll officially announce the end of the year rankings, because there's no point in talking about rankings once we start to go play other courses. But off the course and with the podcast, really going to try to mix it up for you guys. I've been reaching out to some different guests. Got some pretty cool guests on. You guys know I'm a huge Miami Hurricanes fan. So Adrian Colbert used to play for the Canes, played for the Giants a little bit. Started off with the University of Texas. He has his own Instagram channel, YouTube channel that he's working on. So on the links is his page. He's going to join the podcast next week. We got my homegirl, Honey Girl Golfer. She's a huge supporter of the podcast, the Legends Golf Club out there in the IE, helping me promote the New York page as well. She'll be coming on. She has an amazing story. I'm really excited to get her on. What she's doing, like I didn't even know what she was doing when I first started talking. She was just supporting, sharing the stuff, and doing that kind of thing, which is super cool and super appreciative. And then Michael from Legends told me a little bit about her background and what her page was really all about. And when I found out, I couldn't wait to get her on the podcast. And now she's ready to go all out. She's got a big tournament coming up, so excited to hear about that as well. But yeah, even going to try to get a little Halloween episode lined up for you. I have a couple messages been going back and forth with a podcast. It's kind of like a cryptid conspiracy style podcast, so it should be a pretty cool guest. I'm working on that one, so trying to mix it up, especially in the off season when we're not out there in the course and we don't have as much content to talk about. And definitely want you guys to DM me. Tell me what you guys are looking, some people you might be interested in hearing from. You see that I'm not afraid to reach out to anybody. I'm not afraid of hearing no. So if there's someone you guys want to reach out to, or someone you guys have a connection to, hit me up. Hit up the DMs. Love to have them on the podcast. Small bit like startup companies. Love having startup companies on here to really help get the name out, like the merch and stuff like that. So anything, like, the Pitch Putt Puff, we're down for whatever, whenever. That's what we do. The Pitch Putt Puff crew. Exciting weekend coming up. Didn't golf for a week with the weather. Caught the flu for a couple of days, so bouncing back here. So I apologize if my voice isn't 100%. But I'm gonna have played golf for the first time today. Gonna have 4 days in a row out there to wrap up the season, pretty much with tournaments and such. So we got the pub tournament on Saturday, Sunday's round of the Pitch Putt and Puff, and really though, honestly, probably four weeks left of Freer Park Pitch Putt and Puff. So going to be interesting, like I said, to round out these rankings, see where we end up. But we'll be back on Monday with a recap show. Hopefully have some of the guys on. I know Jay will jump on. Kirk usually jumps on for the recap show with the 12 of them. Going to be some interesting scores. If the greens were anything like they were today, by far the fastest I've seen them all season long, and I've been up there 5 days a week. It was lightning. It was like putting on an ice skating rink. So I don't know if they're trying to do that for the tournament or they're getting ready to start the air rate or what the plan is. But coming up here, it's going to be an interesting weekend. So I think if guys can putt well this weekend, we'll have some pretty good scores. But if we come back on here on Monday and we're talking about putting, I won't be surprised if we have some high scores and it's all, man, I three putted or I putted and it just rolled 7 feet past, and because that's kind of what was happening today. Fairway, my man Fairway, literally 11th hole, he landed about pin high, missed it a little long, looked like it was going to stop, caught a hill, rolled off the green, puts it back up, doesn't make the hill, rolls back down to his feet, puts it up, goes past the hole, trickles, hits it down the hill, rolls all the way down the hill. I think he ended up with a 9 on the hole, and it was like a 5 putt. It was crazy. It was nothing he could do. I had a shot on 8 where I landed on the fringe. Was just practicing because the group in front of us was still on the tee box on 9. I literally went to pick it up, but seeing it continue to roll, and it made its way all the way off the green. So just to give you guys an idea of how fast and firm these greens are playing right now in October is incredible. They're doing a great job with the course. Course looks amazing. There's really not too many leaves on the course considering, but real excited for the weekend. Looking forward to getting out there Saturday for the tournament to really cap off the tournaments for the year, possibly doing the 4 club, but for the most part, this will be it tournament-wise. We'll do a couple scrambles to round it out, Pitch Putt and Puff guys, especially like when they aerate the greens. Usually we'll do like a 2-man or a 4-man scramble just to get out there, have some fun. And then Monday we'll recap this, have a few of the guys on, and let you guys know how we made out. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you guys go check out our sponsors, our supporters, and we will check in with you on Monday. Later.